you are in your life, it's very difficult to feel really basic and what how long we're actually
Compared to JC? You mean compared to when he experienced it then?
Now, when you experience your emotions and feelings,
Yeah.
you see what the difference between how long you are experiencing later.
Well, I don't know. You've got to clear the. You mean to clear the emotion?
You know, just like I do it for as long as he is, like during the days, weeks, months, or years.
Because he always says, I cried for 4 hours for 5 days straight.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
He always does that, doesn't he? And you go, oh, we've got a friend in Greece, and I talked to her on the phone the other day, and she said, Mary, I was in this causal emotion, I was feeling all of this, I'm disrespected, I'm unloved. I was on the lounge room floor, I was crying, I was screaming, and at one point I opened one eye just to see how many hours it had been. He cries for 4 hours.
I cried for 4 hours because that's what's in me. So, like, the truth is what's in me. If you can picture yourself being in a 20-second sphere state, and then coming from that state, being the very first person to come from that state into a first sphere state, which is what the Earth state is, and the huge emotions that triggers. Then what's happened within me is I'm ultra sensitive to emotion. So because I'm ultra sensitive to emotion, my emotions are often far more in excess of what the average person would need to experience. And so basically I'm a crybaby. But once you work through those emotions, like it will all depend on how sensitive you were to the emotion as to how great the emotional experience is going to be released. So in my case, the truth is that I was the most sensitive person of those who have returned to Earth or even never come to Earth again. And so naturally the depths of my emotions that I've had to experience are going to be far greater than those that you will have to experience. And many of you feel a sense of relief. And that's good. Like, in the end, you won't have to experience these things that I've experienced. I chose this experience so that I can understand your emotions and also be in a position to be able to advise anybody who comes to me with almost any emotion because I've personally experienced it. So don't feel that you'll have to experience exactly what I've experienced. And the truth is, for Mary and all of the others of the 14 too, their experience has been less intense, and sometimes I've been quite jealous because, like, I'll be dealing with a causal emotion about, say, some kind of issue for 4 months and it gets released. And then one of the others of the 14 do it in 2 weeks and I go, damn, I want that. And for the many of you, you'll find you'll be able to deal with that same causal emotion because it's not as intense in you. You may be able to deal with it in 4 hours. So that's why I've said to you quite often that you do not, many of you could easily be at one with God before I am again because of the amounts of emotions that are within me because of that sensitivity between the 20-second sphere and the first. And I know many of you don't sort of grasp that intellectually at this point, and that's okay. But at some point in your progression you will start to understand that at an emotional level and you'll start seeing the contrast and you'll feel that in your heart, so you'll be able to understand it then. But Mary does cry a lot.
But it was something I had to work through because when I first started, I thought, if I start crying, I'm going to stop and gone forever. And I had a lot of stuff to work through around crying. And I still go back to that place sometimes. Oh, all right, yesterday I had a big tantrum because I didn't want to deal with these emotions. I hadn't lived this life this time and, why do I have to deal with this stuff? But I'm much more comfortable with crying now. and I don't time.